I found somebody. I say you don't cross my mind, and she doesn't know that your favorite place is
Ariel, and today we are going to be reading Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I heard it's very good and a lot of people like it. Larry reads like it. I trust everything she says. Destiny Sodwell likes it, so I'm going to be reading it, and this is going to be a reading vlog. I'm on my phone right now, but I will be switching to my camera. My battery's dead, so that's why I'm on my phone. This book is pretty chunky. It's about 500 to 600 pages, so this may be a long video, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I started this a little bit ago. You can see the little tabs, and I stopped reading it. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to just start from the beginning so I can get a little refresh, and then I'm just going to read with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post. Let's get into it. These pages are like Bible thin. This is gonna take forever to read, and I'm a slow reader. And look, they have like a glossary of all the Irish slang, right? It's Irish, yes. And I get to learn. It's so fun. I'm only on page 3, and it's already sad. She's talking about how she used to get bullied and how bad it was and how it just got more violent and physical. I'm gonna cry already. She's talking about her big brother and how they're like polar opposites, and her brother was very popular and loved by a lot of people, and she was just more introverted and like kept to herself. And I relate to that so much because my brother was always so popular and I was just like the quiet younger sister. It says, big and fearless, he was the ultimate big brother for every little girl growing up. My brother was just really nice to me growing up, and I love my brother, so I just highlighted it. And yeah, I really relate to that. So she like crosses through a field because people are practicing, and she's late for her class, so she just crosses through to get there faster, and she ends up getting hit by a ball, and I'm assuming it's in her head because she flies backwards. And I just love how clumsy she is. If you guys are wondering why I'm outside, it's just because it feels good and doesn't feel good a lot in Ohio, so I'm gonna spend my time out here. But my first impression of Johnny is that he cusses a lot. He definitely likes to cuss, and I will have to put what this small business is, but go get their bookmarks. They are so cute. This one's Archer's voice, and then on the back is just a quote. It is so cute, guys. I have a bunch of them. I can do a haul if you guys want me to, but they're so cute. So Shannon is the one that Johnny hit with the ball. Now that's a meet cute, if I've ever seen one. He says, I'm seriously sorry. Stop saying sorry, she moaned, clutching her head. Right, sorry, I muttered, feeling her lean her weight on me. But I am sorry, just so we're clear. That is so mean. For me, I'm getting ready to have some drinks with some friends, but he just said nobody is going to open their mouth about it. Not the team coach or anyone else. I won't let them, because she's nervous about them seeing her get hit and that she's gonna get bullied again, and he's like, I won't let it happen. So Shannon just got back to school after having some time off because she had a head injury from that ball that Johnny threw at her. When she came back to school, nobody was saying anything about her. She had peace at this school, and she didn't realize that it was because of Johnny, so now she's like scared to talk to him about it. And I just think that's so sweet that he went out of his way to tell people not to talk about her, and how he had that much power is wild to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for popular boy and shy girl tropes all day long. I am a sucker for it. Also, ignore the way I look, but Shannon is talking about how he never really gives anybody a second look. Like, Johnny acts like he doesn't care, and he doesn't care that he's popular, and like, don't mess with me, because all that. You catch my drift. But she just said every time they lock eyes, it's usually because she's staring at him. And it says, however, on the rare occasion that I manage to steel myself and meet his stare, I was rewarded with a curious head tilt and a small twitching smile. I wasn't really sure what to make of any of it or how to feel. That is like just the subtle, like, you're on my mind too. So we just got introduced to I can't say that, but him and Claire's relationship already looks so cute, and I'm pretty sure they get a book. I think it may be Redeeming Six or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but they're already super cute, and I'm really excited for their book now.
Only just the two of us, huh?
Oh, God, you're about to say something stupid, aren't you?
Huh? Girl, I'm gonna marry you.
Coffee now, sir?
Hey guys, ignore me, I'm in my bathroom, but this is the best lighting, so I'm working with it. But Johnny just said, if it gets back to me that any of you have been talking about her, well, I don't have to explain what will happen. I love when they're overprotective even before they're in a relationship. It is so cute. Hey guys, so this is nothing related to the book, but we are having a tornado in Ohio. So exciting! Let me turn this off. But it is a 7 out of 10. We had like a 5 a couple years ago and it was horrible. So pray for me, y'all. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't think that's Ohio right now though. I think it's going into Tennessee and that's where Chase is at. So I'm really anxious. There's nothing really right now. It was super sunny a couple minutes ago, which if you've ever seen a tornado or been in a state where they have tornado warnings or anything, that's not a good sign. So that's what I'm doing right now. Guys, it's the next day. We didn't end up getting a tornado. It just didn't hit as hard as they said it was gonna hit, thankfully. But I'm reading again and Johnny was at the club and somebody he used to mess with, her name is Bella, was there. And she kept like forcing herself onto him and he kept saying no. And eventually he goes home and he's talking about Shannon. He was like, it was nice. She was nice to think about. She was fucking beautiful. Her voice, her hair, her smell, the way she spoke, every single part of her. I was deep in thought, contemplating how different it would have been if it had been Shannon who put her lips on mine. It's just so sweet. So Shannon is watching Johnny play and she's being super protective over him. She said they're clearly targeting him. I growled, watching as the referee blew his whistle and jogged over to the now pile-up of boys. Of course they're targeting him, Claire chimes in, squeezing my hand back. Johnny is Tommen's best player. Take him and the game is freed up. She's just like, oh my god, they're targeting him. Like, So Johnny just won the game and he has a million people around him. Teachers and people trying to interview him and he's so distracted he just keeps looking at Shannon. And Shannon's friend's like, you have some explaining to do because why is he looking at you like that? And she's like, I have no idea, but I just think it's cute how many people want to talk to him and he doesn't care because he's just looking at her. Oh my gosh, so Johnny and Shannon were talking and a photographer came up. So basically, they're asking him for a picture, and he's talking to Shannon, so he's like, okay, a quick one, and then he was like, could you move over a little bit, the photographer said to Shannon, and he was like, no, we were talking, and he pulls her in and makes her take a picture with him. Ignore the way I look, I just got done working out, but Claire and Gibbsy are so cute, I can't with them. They were just having like banter back and forth. She said, I don't know why I'm friends with you. You're so inappropriate. He said, you're friends with me because you love me. Because I'm the only one who makes your cheeks turn pink. In more the ways than one. She said, when I was 11, I think she calls him Gerard. And it was one bloody kiss. He said, I'm ready for a repeat performance. He said, say the word, Claire Bear. Tell me you're ready for us and I'm all yours. And Lizzie said, can you stop doing that? He said, doing what? Screwing around with her feelings. It's not a game. Lizzie, it's okay, Claire begins to say, but Lizzie cut her off. It's not okay, she snaps. He's been doing this since we were 4. It's wrong. I'm not screwing around with her feelings, Gibbsy replies, looking confused. She knows I love her. So Gibbsy was inviting Shannon to go to the movies with the whole group, and Shannon doesn't want to go because she's afraid that she'll get in trouble with her dad. And she says, I can't. And Gibbsy says, you can't, why not? And she starts stuttering, and Johnny can tell that she's struggling. And so he goes, she can't go, Gibbs. Johnny thankfully interjects, drop it. And then Gibbsy says, but he says, let it go. I just love that he picks up on how uncomfortable she is, and he's like, dude, drop it. It's not, just stop. So Shannon was coming out of the bathroom, and one of the guys on the rugby team was, trying to get her to mess with him. And she kept saying no, and he wouldn't leave her alone, and eventually Gibbsy comes over and, snatches him away, and he's like, you're really dumb. He's like, he's literally gonna kill you. What are you doing? And I'm assuming he's talking about Johnny. And I just think it's funny. And I love that Gibbsy is the one that took him away. And he was like, you're gonna die. Stop messing around. Because he will kill you. Johnny finds out he's obviously mad about the interaction between that guy and Shannon. And he's like, I'm gonna kill him. And Gibbsy was like, don't. She's right over there. And he looks over there, and she looks terrified, and he's like, damn it, man, I can't do this. He ends up doing it anyway, spoiler alert, but I thought that was cute. So, I'm just gonna call him Magari, because that's what they're calling him. I'm guessing that's his last name, but Magari was like, I mean it, Kavanagh, back the hell up. And he says, nice words, pity you don't know the meaning of them. Because he just kept pushing on to Shannon while she was like, back up, no. I thought that was funny. Shannon doesn't have a ride home anymore because she missed her bus. So Johnny was like, I'll take you home. And her brother calls back because she called him to see if he could pick her up. He's like, who is this guy trying to bring you home? And if you guys have an older brother, you definitely relate to this. I definitely relate to it because this is literally my brother and my boyfriend's relationship. So Johnny's like, okay, give me the phone, and they talk, and they're literally just talking about sports, and then he hangs up, and she goes, what just happened? He said, she said, what did he say to you? He said, come on, Big Brother gave me permission to take you home. So I don't know if you guys have a boyfriend, but this part is so relatable. My boyfriend does this every time we get in the car. He said, sorry, I wasn't planning on anyone coming in here. My eyes took the absolute carnage that was his front seat. Holy hell. It was a total mess. I can sit in the back if it's easier for you. What? No. Just give me a second. Listen to this. Diving into the car, he scoops up an armful of empty bottles, socks, plastic containers, chewing gum packets, deodorant cans, and towels, and tosses them over the back of the seat. He has to repeat this cycle 3 more times, dumping this rubbish from the front seat to the back before the space is clear, pausing midway to pocket a black wallet, informing me that he has been looking for this. Finally, when he was finished with the impromptu cleanup, climbed back out, grinning I can't say that. I think we're good now. I smiled. Thanks again for offering to drop me home. That's just so funny. My boyfriend does that every single time, and literally has every single thing that they listed. It is so funny. So Johnny was talking to Shannon about his injury, and obviously he's very self-conscious about it. And he goes, I know what girls are like for gossiping. And basically telling her, not to gossip about it. Dude, why are you being such a jerk, homie? So, Shannon full on just, goes into him, shows him his boss. She goes, I think you're in denial about your healing process, and I know you're hurt. You limp at school, did you know that? All the time. Others might not notice it, but I do. I see it, and you do it all the time. So I think you're playing a dangerous game with your body, Johnny. And I think if your doctors knew how much pain you are actually in, there's no way they would have signed off and released you to play. I have no idea where this is coming from, but the words were bursting to come out of my mouth, so I let them spill. I think this was a terrible mistake. I should have never accepted a lift from you. I think you overreacted tonight. I think you handled yourself terribly, and I think it would be best if you and I don't talk anymore. So that's where they're at right now. I just love that she told him off. She was like, you're not going to get an attitude with me, and you're not going to tell me that I'm going to gossip. She was like, how dare you let me get so comfortable and have this full-on conversation with you, and now you're going to get an attitude? I love this woman. Hey guys, so Johnny went to see his mom, and Shannon and Johnny are in the newspaper, and his mom is like, who is this? You guys look adorable together. And the caption says, like, schoolgirl celebrates Johnny Kavanagh's win, and we asked about the relationship, and he said that there was no comment. So now they're in the paper together. So Shannon and her mom just got in an argument, and she was like, how did you get home? And Shannon was like, Johnny brought me home. And her mom doesn't like Johnny because of everything that happened with him hitting her with that ball, and that's how people treated her in her old school. So she was like, he's gonna get expelled, like, this is ridiculous. And Shannon's like, nothing at school is any different from what I have to go through at home. And that was really hard to read. There's definitely a lot of sore subjects, and I would definitely look up the trigger warnings before reading this book because it's rough. There's a lot. Shannon goes through a lot with her dad, and it's just really sad. So Bella goes up to Johnny, and she's like, you never showed any emotion in our relationship, and you never tried, and he just does not care about her at all. Like, he's not giving her any time in the world. And they bring up Shannon, and she's like, you're with Shannon, aren't you? And she threatened to ask her about something, and he was like, don't go near her. And she was like, look who's showing emotion now. I love it. So Shannon's in school, and she throws up all over the place because she's so nervous about everything that happened the night before. And Johnny comes and, like, rubs her back, and he's like, shh, it's okay. I can't with them, they're so sweet. Johnny invited Shannon to have lunch with her because he just didn't want to leave her. She was going through a lot, so he didn't want to drop her off at home. And they get there, and some girls that used to bully Shannon was there, and he could tell that she felt uncomfortable. So she was like, I'm really ready to leave, Johnny. Like, can we leave? He's like, yeah, but do me a favor and go sit in the car. This man goes up to the table, punches the guy who was looking at Shannon up and down, like in a sexual way, in the face, and says, now who's going to call my girlfriend a whore now? Who's going to say it now? And none of them were talking, and they said, what's your problem? We didn't do anything to you. You sure as shit did something to her, and when you fuck with me, you fuck with her. So Johnny is talking to Shannon's brother because they're at their house because Johnny left. It was the whole thing. Johnny left his phone in, what is his name, Joey's car, because Joey took him home because he was too drunk. So Shannon and him had to drop it off. And Johnny's basically like, what happened to Shannon? Like, please just tell me, like, who's putting these bruises on her? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you unless Shannon feels comfortable to. And I love this quote that Joey says. He says, if you want to know what's going on inside of that head of hers, then be worth it. He said, be worth it. Be worth what? He said, you'll figure it out. I loved that quote. Like, if you want to know what's going on inside her head, like, you gotta be worth the wait. You gotta put in the work. I love that so much. Hey guys, so I wanted to read you this scene because if you're a shy girly, you completely understand this. So Johnny and Shannon are watching a movie while her brother's away. And it says, when Johnny stretched his legs out on the top of the coffee table, I waited for a good 10 minutes before attempting to do the same, only to fail epically when my toes barely touched the corner before clattering to the floor. Chuckling softly, Johnny reached forward, dragged the table closer to the couch. Embarrassed, I kept my feet firmly on the floor. Less than 10 minutes later, Johnny reached over, lifted my legs, and placed them on the table. He's like, look girl, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. That was just so sweet. Like that subtle, like moving the coffee table and like... I love Johnny. He is making me blush so hard. I cannot believe Joey left. I'm so mad right now. I figured out why the book is called Binding 13. So Shannon is talking with her friends and Helen says, yeah, but he's her horse in the race. Operation Binding 13, anyone? Those girls are dopes. I thought that was a stupid competition phased out last year. It did. Operation Bind what? Binding 13. What does that even mean? The 5th and 6th year girls had this stupid competition going last year to see who could get with Johnny. Claire grumbled. They called it Operation Binding 13 because they're completely sad and unoriginal. Apparently Bella won. I don't get it. Johnny's jersey number is 13 and binding is a rugby reference for engaging in a scrum. Although I'm pretty sure the girls meant engaging with Johnny in a whole different position. What? Why would they do that to him? Because he's impossibly picky and rarely looks at girls around here. He's a complete snob when it comes to who he's with. So Binding 13 was like a challenge for these girls to try to get with Johnny, and they're saying that Johnny doesn't look at girls, but he's been looking at Shannon this whole time. And you know what I just noticed? This is called Binding 13 and the second one is called Keeping 13. So like she got him and now she's keeping him. So Johnny left Shannon in the car alone with his mom. This conversation kills me. She was telling her that Johnny's the one who knocked her in the head with that ball. She said, with his balls. With his balls? Johnny knocked you out with his balls? Ball. Just the one ball. Ball? Bumps? Knocking you up? Shannon, love, please explain this to me before I have a stroke. I'm not pregnant or anything. I never have been pregnant. Not by your son or anyone else. That's good to know. Johnny's talking to his mom. And she goes, do not break her, Johnny. Not when she's already... She goes, do not break her, Johnny. Not when she already seems fractured. Johnny's mom is on the ball right now. She said, because I'm not blind, Jonathan. I see the way you look at Shannon and the way she looks at you. We're just friends. You're in love. My jaw fell open. She tells it like it is. They finally kissed. But he didn't kiss her back. I am literally freaking out right now. They just got in an argument because Johnny's like, I'm leaving in the summer. Like, we can't do this. We can't be together right now. I'm not trying to let you down. I'm just trying to work through this with you. And she was like, no, it's fine. I'm sorry, it's fine. And he kept talking to her and she just ran into her house. And Johnny is literally standing in the pouring rain, waiting to talk to Shannon. What? Oh my god. So Shannon just started her period and she's crying in the bathroom because she's not prepared for it. And there's a girl that comes out and she's like, are you okay? Like, why are you crying? She said, yeah, I've just been having a bad day. She's like, I've had a couple of those. And she's like, you're the new girl, what's your name? And she's like, my name's Shannon. She goes, my name is Bella. Bella. The girl that Johnny has been sleeping with. Well, not recently, but like, you know. What? So Bella said some things to Shannon and Johnny takes care of it, finds out that she's on her period, gets her some medicine and sits with her and then proceeds to say, I don't know what all is going on with your body, but I hope it fucks off soon. That's a man. That is a man. I gotta say, this is the best slow burn I've ever read. If you like slow burn, please read this book because every time they get so close, nothing happens. Nothing happens and I'm going crazy. They've only kissed once, guys. They've kissed once. It is 473 pages that I'm on. 473 and they've kissed once and he didn't even kiss her back. I know this is such a weird switch from the last clip, but the scenes with Shannon and her dad is like so intense. And that's why I love this book so much, because you really, like, I've never cried over a book, and I am tearing up, y'all. Like, it really just hits deep. I love Gypsy so much. I love him so much because Johnny is about to tear into Bella in front of everybody, and Shannon doesn't want that, and Gypsy can tell that she's stressed. So he's like, hey, isn't your mom out of town? Like, can't we, like, go hang out there? And he's, like, trying to distract Johnny, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And then of course Bella has to say something and it's ruined. But I just love that Gypsy just really likes Shannon, and like he can see that she's like really worried, so he's like, let's go somewhere else, let's relax. Tell me why Gypsy just said to Johnny, binding 13. Little Shannon blew that shit clean out of the water. He said that She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5 reminds him of her. That is literally their theme song, I feel like. Like, what?
I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place.
I think it's so sweet. Shannon and Johnny are on the way to one of their games, and he's like, he whispered to her and he's like, I am just really scared that you're going to tell somebody that I'm injured and it still hurts, because that's going to ruin my career. And she was like, I told you that I'd keep your promise, and I keep my promises. And he just spilled out. He's like, I hurt all the time, like it hurts so much. He just, like, as soon as she said that, he was like, okay, like, I can talk to this girl. That was just so sweet. And you can tell I'm getting tired. I'm trying to finish this book. I got like 70 pages left. Wish me luck. I'm really gonna try to finish it tonight. It's like 12:30, so we shall see. Shannon just found a playlist that Johnny has that's titled Songs for Shannon, and there's Yellow by Coldplay on it, Crazy by Aerosmith. That is so sweet. So Johnny was playing the game when he shouldn't have been, and he was laying there and he didn't get up for a while, so obviously him being hurt made him more hurt, and that's why the woman is always right. I'm just kidding. So Shannon is waiting outside of the hospital room, and Gypsy comes out and she's like, tell me the truth. And he's like, he's in a bad way. Depending on what the doctors say, when he gets to the hospital, he's looking like some serious time out of the game. He's out for the finals for sure. And she goes, I don't want to know if he can play rugby or not. I squeeze out as a wave of guilt swallows me up. I want to know if he is okay. Him. Okay, if that last clip cut short, it's because my card is full and I'm too lazy to get up and change it because I'm really tired and I'm just trying to finish this book. But she said, I want to know if he's okay. Him, Johnny, the person, not the fucking rugby player. That girl's in love, and you can tell. Shannon is kissing this man's thigh. And she said, does it hurt when I touch you like this? It hurts. He goes, for an entirely different reason. So it's getting spicy. Finally, literally 50 pages left of this book, and it's finally getting spicy. But it's worth it. Not the coach and the paramedics catching them making out. That is so embarrassing. So Johnny just had surgery on his thigh, and when Johnny and Shannon first met, she said, my name is Shannon, like the river. And so he's super high talking to his dad, and he said, there's a girl on the bus. He said, there's no girl, you're high. He said, am I dying or something? No, Johnny, love, you're not dying. Thank fuck, because I want to see that girl again. Okay, Johnny, just relax, buddy. No, I'm serious. I think I love that girl. Well, who's the girl? She's a river. I'm keeping her, Dad. Okay, son, you keep that girl. She makes my heart go like, whoa. Is that right? So bad, Dad. boom, boom, fucking boom all the time. Okay. But he said he wants to keep her. Johnny sees Shannon while he's high in the hospital. And he goes, "Come here, Shannon. I want to show you something." He starts like to pull down the sheets. And his dad goes, "John, tuck those blankets under the mattress. I don't care how high you are, Jonathan Robert Kavanaugh Jr. I will cut it off if you so much as think about showing her." This whole chapter is about Johnny trying to seduce Shannon. You are not telling me that's how that book ends. You're telling me that's how that book ends. On that note, I'm going to bed. I will update you guys tomorrow. Because what? I need Keeping 13 right now. Alright guys, let's talk about this book finally. So, where do I start, y'all? Where do I start? First of all, the cliffhanger. Keeping 13 is already in my cart, already bought it, so don't worry about that. I may be doing a reading vlog for that also, because I just have to see Shannon and Johnny interact after everything that happened with her dad. He is gonna be pissed. But the cliffhanger was so sad, y'all. Like, if you've read this book, you know that Joey comes in and Shannon's dad is just beating the shit out of her, and she is so close to death. And that is so sad. I can't believe they ended it on that. They literally ended it with Joey saying, because Joey and Shannon's mom goes to him after he just almost killed her daughter, and the last thing Joey says in the book is, "Make a choice, Mom, him or us." And then it just ends right there. Like, I want to know what she chose. Like, it better be her freaking kids, because come on now. I won't say much about that, but I will say at the beginning this was pretty slow. I realized I picked this up another time before, and I had to stop reading it because I was just not getting into it. And I've noticed that a lot. I looked at some reading vlogs last night, and I noticed a lot of people had to like put it down and take it back up. But once you really get into it, it gets so much better. I will say that Shannon was kind of getting on my nerves because every time they would talk, she would try to run away. Like, every time he had a conversation, she would try to run away. And I was like, girl, just stand, please. But other than that, I really loved it. I obviously gave it a 5 stars. I just love their relationship. And when they actually do get together, it's so sweet. And I did hate that when they actually start opening up, he's high on medicine. I didn't like that either, because that's why I wanted the second book, so they can say how they're feeling and say that they love each other and being conscious, you know? Because Shannon told him what happened with her dad, and they were saying they loved each other and they wanted to keep each other, but he was high, so he doesn't remember all of that, so that was kind of bittersweet. But overall, this is a really good book. I highly suggest it. This is the biggest book I've ever read, and it didn't even feel that big, honestly. I enjoyed myself, at least once that big, like, I want to say, like, this, probably this much was just, like, leading up to the story, and it was kind of boring, but you just got to push through it. And then it gets really good. You get really invested. So I highly, highly suggest this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's probably long because this book is long. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be making a Keeping 13 reading vlog, so if you'd like to, sorry for the dog hair. So if you'd like to watch that, please let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, loves.
I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place is still mine.